Manchester United host Southampton on Sunday, and no matter the result, there is unlikely to be as controversial a moment than what we saw at the Dell in 1996. United endured a miserable first half on the south coast as goals from Ken Monku, Neil Shipperley and Matt Le Tissier gave the hosts a 3-0 lead at the interval. The Reds' dejected players were expecting the hairdryer treatment from Sir Alex Ferguson, but his anger was aimed at the grey kits that his team wore that day. Ferguson instructed that United's players must change into their third kit, a blue and white strip. While the performance improved in the second 45, a Ryan Giggs consolation was all that United could muster as they fell to defeat. In the time that has followed, a big question has dominated the decision to make the switch at halftime. Why did Ferguson make that decision? Men's sport attempts to figure it out once and for all. The argument to suggest that Ferguson was powered by superstitions may have some weight to it. United had already lost at Arsenal and Liverpool in the grey kit, and it appeared to be an unlucky strip for the Reds. However, in his post-match interview, the legendary United manager was adamant that superstitions had nothing to do with his change. The players don't like the grey strip. Ferguson explained the players couldn't pick each other out. They said it was difficult to see their teammates at distance when they lifted their heads. It was nothing to do with superstition. This club went 26 years without winning the league, and we didn't think about changing the red shirts. It's nothing to do with that at all. While Ferguson was unhappy with the suggestion regarding superstitions in '96, the argument for this being the reason is given more validity when you see Lee Sharpe's testimony 10 years on. Speaking to The Guardian about the incident in 2006, Sharpe refuted Ferguson's suggestion that the players were unhappy about the grey kit. He said, "I am not sure if any of the players mentioned the kit. Personally, I felt that we were playing really poorly, and that we couldn't really blame anything or anyone but ourselves." So if Ferguson's suggestion that the players forced the change is not correct, then why did he do it? If you listen to Gary Neville, science could be down to it. Furthermore, he believes that Ferguson's decision was premeditated after an appointment by a Liverpool University professor. He told Sky Sports Football Show in 2020, "Why would we have had another spare kit ready? It never came across well, because you're losing and you change your shirts at halftime. It's a bit unique, but there was a bit of science behind it." Sir Alex had employed a couple of years before Professor Gail Stevenson from Liverpool University, and we had her as our eye coach. It's going to sound really daft this, but one of the great theories around football that was presented at United at the time was that match sharpness was nothing to do with your physical fitness. It was to do with your eye muscles being able to react to things happening on the pitch. Sir Alex had this in his head before the game, that this kit was a problem because had been told by Gail. "We had a full set of kit ready to put on at halftime. You don't take another kit to a game unless you're thinking there's a problem with it." He had this in his head, but it didn't come across very well. While by his own admission this does sound daft, Neville's thesis perhaps holds the truth to the fiasco. Having another kit in the dressing room, away from home, is unheard of in professional football. Ferguson's dislike for that strip perhaps motivated his decision to swap it at the break, but that dislike is most likely due to what he had been told by Stevenson. As for the aftermath, nothing of huge consequence occurred. United were fined £10,000 for the kit change, which Ferguson later declared to be the best £10,000 he ever spent.
Now